What's up guys, Fresco BK live here at Stadium Goods, and we're located on 47 Howard Street, Manhattan, Soho area, so please feel free to pull up. Not an unboxing today, we got something a little different for you guys. So we all love the Jordan 1, it's one of our favorite shoes right here at Stadium, and the Jordan 1's been spun a million times over, but we are going down the top 5 Jordan 1 collaborations. So the top 5 Jordan 1 collaborations right here at Stadium. I know you guys want to see what that looks like, so say less, let's get to these shoes. In regards to the Air Jordan 1, we've seen tons and varieties of different Air Jordan 1 styles over time, whether it be collaborative efforts or just different designs that Nike and the Jordan brand have put forth with different material stories or just different stories behind them, like shattered backboards, the not for resale, a variety of different ones. But this shoe was of course conceived in 1984, but born in 1985 is when we first got a chance to experience the Air Jordan 1. And it has so many iconic moments. The scoring 63 points in the Boston Garden, the 55 points in his return to the league against the Knicks, unfortunately. Yeah, whatever. But we've got the top 5 here that we're going to touch on right at Stadium Goods. So I'm going to start off with one that you guys have seen if you've been liking and sharing all of our unboxing videos, the Off-White Chicago Air Jordan 1. So this is kind of the one that starts it all. It ties into the old 1985, and then we have the new, this one released in 2017. But so we all know about the history of Virgil and the Off-White brand and collaborative efforts with Nike. So they first introduced the 10, but this was the first of the 10, I want to say. So the Chicago Air Jordan 1, a variety of different panel hits. It has of course, the 1985 to pay homage to the release date of the Air Jordan 1. And we know the history at this point of Virgil Abloh. We've seen him with Pyrex, we've seen him with Off-White, and now he is the lead menswear designer at Louis Vuitton. So he's transcended all across the board, but he gave us his spin on the Air Jordan 1. So we've seen the Euro exclusive Air Jordan 1 from Off-White, we've seen the UNC Air Jordan 1 from Off-White, but one of the most iconic, in my opinion, and you guys can let me know in the comments, is the Chicago Air Jordan 1 Off-White. This is the first of the 10, and this is one of the most sought after that we have right at Stadium. So of course, this would essentially be in the top 5. However, I'm gonna transition to number 2, and this is no particular order, but I'm gonna transition to number 2, which is one of my favorites, the Aleli May Air Jordan 1. And here we have the Aleli May Air Jordan 1. So shouts out to Aleli because the force is female and you are greatly appreciated. I stand on that comment, the force is female, because it genuinely is, and we've appreciated all your designs that you brought forth. But this one in particular is my personal favorite, the Aleli May Air Jordan 1. So this one is clearly inspired by her LA roots, her time on Fairfax, her connection to just LA period, being born and raised. You'll see hits of a variety of different things. So the black, white, and silver pretty much describes LA to the T, being the LA team colors. And I personally am a huge LA Kings fan, so shouts out to the LA Kings. And of course, the LA and Oakland Raiders, so you know, both we're touching on both sides, and I got the Bay Area hat on, so you already know. But we have the satin in the toe box area. We have the corduroy panels throughout the entire upper, so with the corduroy overlay on the satin black laces. It has the Chanel swoosh right there, the satin hits in the back, and of course the Wings logo. So the satin and the Chanel is made to represent the varsity jackets of the LA Kings and or the Oakland or LA Raiders. And the corduroy hit is the corduroy slippers that they sold at the Slauson Swap Meet. So RIP my man Nipsey Hussle. But the corduroy slippers that they sold at the Slauson Swap Meet as Aleli is a definite resident. I don't even know if she's still a resident, but she is from the LA area, so shouts out to that. And her style, from what I was told, is inspired by her style mom is Aaliyah, and her style dad is Rick Owens. So those are two fairly stylish people. So she culminates that, brings all that together. And of course, we have right here one of my favorites out of this top 5, the Aleli May Air Jordan 1. So we're gonna transition now into the Union pack of Air Jordan 1s. Another part of this top 5 is the Union Air Jordan 1 pack. So this was 2 shoes. They were sold separately, but pretty much released at the same time. And this is easily one of the most sought after Jordan 1 releases that I've seen, whether here at Stadium or anywhere, because we pretty much smoke through these. I've seen everybody come and try to pick these up. But Union, of course, based out of Los Angeles, but what a lot of people don't know is that Union also had an NYC store. And if you are following on unboxings, which I know you guys are, which I appreciate very much, you know that we've already unboxed these. So make sure you go check that video out on YouTube, like and share it, because we appreciate it. But Union has roots right here in New York City. As they opened their doors in New York, I want to say in 1989, they closed their doors in 2009. So essentially, if they were still open, this would be the 30th anniversary of Union NYC. But they were a complete staple in the New York streetwear community, much as they are in the LA community. And we appreciate Union, and I appreciate Union so much that the last thing that Union sold, I believe when they closed their doors in 2009, was a Union peg leg G-Shock. I believe that's designed by my man Scott. So Scotty, we appreciate you. Shout out to Last Lap. But I have the actual watch right here. So this is the last thing sold at the Union New York store. It's the Union times peg leg G-Shock collaborative watch. And I've seen this watch go for all kinds of ridiculous prices. And yes, this one is mine. But there's an engraving on the back that reads Union Peg Leg NYC, and it has the date 2009. So my facts are completely straight. But Union's been doing collaborations clearly for a very long time, and they did not slight us at all with the Union Jordan 1, with the pretty much black toe right here and the storm blue. This one has hits of the black and red Air Jordan 1 tongue on the storm blue. And then we have a classic but slept on, the neutral gray upper for the neutral gray Air Jordan 1. For all my older Air Jordan 1 heads that follow the Air Jordan 1s, they would remember the neutral gray. So you'll see the neutral gray connection in this upper. But they put their old classic with a new spin. So from New York to LA to globally, we all appreciate Union. But Union, of course, falls into the top 5. And next up in the Stadium Goods top 5, we're going into the Fragment brand. So shouts out to Hiroshi. Let's get straight into that. So here we have the Fragment Air Jordan 1 designed by Hiroshi Fujiwara. So I am a huge fan of the Fragment brand. I've been following them for a long time, especially their history with Nike. I've seen the Fragment Cortez, I've seen a pack of the Air Trainer 1 SC, the Bo Jacksons. I've seen so many different reiterations from Hiroshi and his dope design prowess. He is actually one of the first hip-hop DJs from Tokyo back in the 1980s, and of course he started his brand. He is the mentor of some guys that you might know, like Nigo from Bape, or if I'm pronouncing this correctly, I can't remember the first name, but I know the last name is Takahashi. He is the founder of the Undercover brand, and these are the mentees of the mentor, who is Hiroshi Fujiwara of the Fragment brand. So shout out to him for that. And we've never unboxed these, and these are easily one of the most popular Jordan 1 styles ever. So it's pretty much similar detailing to the black toe Air Jordan 1. So we got the black toe here, we have the white toe area, and this has a premium leather. So the leather on this one is really dope. The outer panels, solid white. It has the black swoosh, and of course the royal hit in the back with the Fragment logo right there above the heel. White midsole, of course. And another fun fact about a lot of different Jordan 1 styles, these normally come with an additional set of laces. So you're getting your bang for your buck with the Jordan 1s because you get an additional set of laces. But Hiroshi's also a part of one of what I call the dopest boy band / design team ever, the HTM team. So that's Hiroshi, Tinker Hatfield, and Mark Parker. So we all know Tinker Hatfield for his constant contributions in regards to designs of different Jordan and or Nike silhouettes. Air Jordans 3 through, I can't even remember right now, I want to say maybe 15, 16 if I'm not mistaken. Also the Air Max 1, the Air Max 90. There's been so much that Tinker's had his hands in. But HTM, Hiroshi, Tinker, and Mark, and huge shouts out to Mark Parker for all his contributions in regards to Nike. They had a package of shoes that released, I want to say a couple years ago, but we definitely have those here at Stadium. And this, like I said earlier, is easily, has to be in the top 5 Air Jordan 1 collaborations of all time, or whether it be recent or whatever it may be. But we touched on these, and I'm gonna jump straight into my man. Shouts out to Queens, New York, Nigel Sylvester. So here we have the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1, and this one's just a little bit more special because we representing the town, New York City, Queens, New York. I am from Brooklyn, and I rep Brooklyn all day, every day. But shout out to Queens on this one. So Nigel actually signed his deal with Nike when he was 18 years old. His first shoe designed, of course, came through the 6.0 program. The 6.0 program was like an extreme sports Nike program with like surfers, street skaters, and BMX riders. So Nigel was actually one of the people that spearheaded the 6.0 brand. His first collaborative shoe with Nike was the Nike Maverick, which was under the 6.0 brand. And actually, Nigel also had a shop out in Queens, New York called Format. Yeah, I did a little bit of my research, and outside of that, that's just my man. I'm really happy to see him have this shoe. So we've unboxed this, and with the design prowess on this is a collaborative effort between him and Frank Cook. So Frank is also my man, so huge shouts out to Frank. The distressed look, each shoe is hand distressed. Detailing that's personal to Nigel is the swoosh right there on the toe box. And of course, he rides around the world on his bike. If you've been following the Nigel Go series, he's been from Queens to London to LA to Chicago to Shanghai, a variety of different places, and he's pretty much been riding his bike in Jordan 1s everywhere. The original inspiration comes from a pair of Shadow Jordan 1s that Nigel beat up. He sent these over to Frank. They got to cooking up, and here we have the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1. Another cool detailing, which is specific to bike riders, the 3M hit right on the inner panel. So if you're a BMXer or just a regular common bike rider, you know that the reflective hits actually could save you while you're riding out here in these streets. So make sure you guys keep following Nigel's Go series to see where he rides through next, and I had to include these in the top 5 Air Jordan 1 collaborations. But I know we went through 5 shoes, but guess what? Mike's got 6 rings. So we've got a special one at the end, instant classic with the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1. So last but not least, here we have what I call the instant classic, the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1. Travis Scott, his history with Nike now, it runs pretty deep within the last few years in regards to styles produced to Nike and the Jordan brand, but his shoe roots actually start with Helmut Lang. Helmut Lang back in 2017, I believe they released a shoe that was co-designed by Travis Scott. It was a collaborative effort, and shortly after that came his influx and insurgence into the market with Nike. So we first saw the Jordan Trunner, the Cactus Jack Jordan Trunner. I believe that was the first one. And shortly after was the Complex Con Air Force One. That was the Air Force One series where they had the Rockefeller Air Force One, they had the Off-White Air Force One, there was the acronym Air Force One, and also the Don C. If I'm missing any, please don't slander me in the comments, but I believe those were all released in that pack with the white pair of the Cactus Jack Air Force Ones. That was followed by, of course, the Air Jordan 4 series with the homage to the Houston Oilers with the Cactus Jack Air Jordan 4, the one that was released. There were 2 other colorways. There's the purple colorway, the Friends and Family, which is one that a ton of people want but can't get their hands on. And I believe the other colorway was like a charcoal gray, but correct me if I'm wrong. And following that, all of those things, we have the Air Jordan 1, which was originally introduced to us during the Super Bowl of 2019, which, if you ask me, it was probably the most exciting part of the whole Super Bowl performance and/or game, but don't judge me for that, it's just how I feel. And of course, Travis also introduced the Cactus Jack Air Jordan 6, which we haven't got any word on, but the Air Jordan 1 right here, design inspiration from what I just read, it's kind of like Travis playing outside, so it's more so tied also into his Houston roots with the colors and tones and textures of the shoe. It kind of reminded him of what he saw outside, so you can kind of see that within this shoe right here. And of course, one of the most notable things is the upside down swoosh right on the outer panel. with a variety of other hits that we talked about in our unboxing video before for the Cactus Jack Jordan 1. So please make sure you guys check that out. And here we have the Slam Kicks edition. So huge shouts out to Slam Magazine. We also had a panel discussion with Slam Magazine right here in store with a couple of dope people. Shouts out to my man Russ, my man Nick, Sherm, and also Yu Ming, and a sneaker that changed the world. And as we all agree, judging by the shoes that you see right here in front of us, and just the feeling that the Air Jordan 1 gives, it's transcended the test of time, and it's been universal with all walks of life, a bunch of different stories told with this one very shoe right here. So if you pull up to 47 Howard Street, I actually may have one of these for you, but you gotta come to the store to find out and just ask for Fresco. However, also, as you know, we do carry our private label merch, and as you're picking up your Air Jordan 1s or whatever shoe it is that you pick up from Stadium, because we have plenty, make sure you pick up the SG socks. We've got these Stadium Goods socks. We've got a variety of colors. I'm just showing two. We got the white, black, and red right here in my hand, and also we've got the solid gray, just two different iterations of the Stadium Goods socks we have available. And of course, summer's coming. You got your shorts, you know, you want to wear the high socks. This is definitely a dope look. However, we went over the top 5 Air Jordan 1 collaborative styles that we have right here at Stadium. I know you guys are like, yo, well, we see more than 5 shoes. So we have the Air Jordan 1 Off-White that I have right here in my hand. We have one of my favorites right here, the Aleli Ming Air Jordan 1, so that's 1, 2. This right here counts as 3, the Union Pack. So we have the Storm Blue and the Black Toe right here. We have the Fragment Air Jordan 1. Shouts out to Hiroshi, we got the Fragment right there. And then the 5th would be the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1. And as I mentioned earlier, Mike had 6 rings. So you know this is a special bonus, instant classic. We had to add in a bonus, which is the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1. And as you see, we got the 4 laces right there on the side. But thank you guys for liking and sharing all of our videos on Facebook, YouTube, and now IGTV. We sincerely appreciate it. Make sure you guys download the Stadium Goods app. It's available on iOS and on Android. If you don't have any more storage in your phone, make sure you make some room for the Stadium Goods app. Please follow @Stadium Goods on all social media platforms. And last but not least, if you have any questions or inquiries regarding anything Stadium Goods, please feel free to visit stadiumgoods.com. I am Fresco BK, and salud.